everyone, it's me, the Otaku Fango, here to review episode 24 of Boku no Hero Academia Season 2. And so with this episode, we do the Deku and Bakugo versus All Might practical exam. And boy, was this interesting to watch. And, my favorite part, though, has to, well, I have two favorite parts in the entire thing. But it has to be when, Deku, when they first start, walking and everything, and Deku, Bakugo's not wanting his help at all. Like, he's having none of it. And Deku's like, if you would stop yelling, this is why we can't have a normal conversation. And I'm just like, yeah, it is. I just thought that was great. And also the point when Bakugo, throws, Deku towards the gate, and he's like, die! And then, Deku's like, die! I just thought that was funny, but, yeah, with this episode, they have to fight All Might, and he's, kind of being the villain in this situation, obviously. And, yeah, that's interesting as well, and, All Might definitely does some injuries to the two, and I'm like, dang, Bakugo threw up at one point, and I'm like, ow, that must have really hurt if he had to throw up. I'm like, my goodness. They do basically reluctant cooperation, the two. They reluctantly work together, and I'm like, okay, and we get a little bit of seeing, when Bakugo was a kid, and, how much he admired All Might, and Deku, watching Bakugo admire All Might and everything, and I'm just like, okay, I get it. But yeah, they reluctantly work together because Deku on one hand is like, we need to run away, and then Bakugo's like, no, we need to fight. And so those two things don't really mix well, but they find a way to make it mix well, and it's very interesting. And they both end up doing, they don't do too much damage to All Might, but they do. It's okay, they do all right, yeah, All Might ends up almost pretty much knocking out Bakugo in the end, and Deku goes and gives him one final punch on All Might and picks up Bakugo and runs out, and they win, and it's great, and I'm like, yay! But, at the same time, them having to work together is like, can't you two just be friends? Also, I want to mention the point when, after, I think it was after, All Might punched Bakugo where he threw up, is that Deku picked him up and ran into this alleyway, and I remember Bakugo smashing his fist on the side of Deku, and I'm like, that is an extreme Kabedon. I'm like, this is a real serious scene right now, but that's what I thought. I laughed. I was like, okay, don't think about that. Think about what they're saying, it's a serious time, guys. But, yeah, that was pretty interesting episode overall, them winning and everything. Oh, man, when All Might hit Deku in the back, you could hear the bones almost crack in his back. I was like, my goodness, Deku's back is gonna be shattered. But they end up winning, and the practical exams all end, and I'm assuming they all, almost all of them passed, except for that one group, which is fine, but, it's all good, it's great, everyone's fine. Except for the next episode, because after all this, well, we go to see the villains, the guy with the hand on his face, Tobara, I believe his name, or Shigaraki, or whatever the heck his name is, and he's recruited two new villains, which is two we've already seen before in a previous episode, very briefly, literally just 5 seconds of seeing their faces. It's this girl who, I look at her and I'm like, you look like a very entertaining character, and then this guy who looks like he's had half his face stitched onto him. So I'm just like, okay, that's interesting. I don't think we'll get much about y'all, but hey, and next episode they're gonna go to the mall or something, and the guy with the hand on his face is gonna show up, but his hand's not on his face. He's gonna, I don't know what he's gonna say, I don't know what he's gonna do. But overall, I enjoyed this episode. Did you enjoy this episode? What do you think is going to happen next? I think the next episode is the final episode, so I'll see you guys in whatever I review next. Bye!